Here are 50 tips and tricks I learned after playing Stardew Valley for over 4,000 hours. This is a long one, so grab a coffee, sit back and relax. In the early game, it is absolutely fundamental that you craft up a chest and some furnaces and drop those on the first floor of the regular mines. Listen, turning quartz into refined quartz or copper ore into copper bars is really quick. You can dive into the mines, mine some resources, defeat some enemies, and every 5 floors, quickly use the elevator, refill your furnaces, drop off some loot in the chest, and then continue on your journey to find more resources. This simple little tiny efficiency tip will save you tons of time in the long run. Yeah, I know you are using the cork fishing bobber for a bigger bar, or the trap bobber for an easier time, or even the barbed hook to catch fish with no effort. But have you seen this new Sonar bobber? It will show you what type of fish you are about to catch, giving you the opportunity to cut the line and try again for something more valuable. This is going to sound silly, however I guarantee you didn't know this. You can get an Iridium scythe, and you most definitely should. This thing can be used to harvest crops. It will indeed save you a ton of time. Harvesting crops by hand doesn't even compare. However, have you ever noticed that it's just not that fast? Look at this, it's kinda slow, isn't it? Well, we can improve the speed of our scythe. Just grab 2 emerald rings. These increase the attack speed of your weapons. For some reason, this includes your scythe, allowing you to harvest even quicker. Unfortunately, this does not work on your other tools. However, we shouldn't get too greedy now. Carrots, powder melon, broccoli, and summer squash. These are the new crops introduced in this update. Getting the seeds seem extraordinarily tedious and maybe not worth it, right? Nope, it's actually easy. After unlocking the raccoon and doing a couple quests, his wife will trade these seeds in for basically nothing. Carrot seeds for maple seeds, summer squash for 15 sap. You should have a boatload of those. Broccoli seeds for 5 moss, a little bit tricky, and then powder melon seeds for 2 pine cones. Not bad at all, right? Don't let anything stop you from growing these new crops. You might have seen this new treasure appraisal guide book and seen that it triples the value of all artifacts. That sounds crazy, right? Wait, dinosaur eggs are considered artifacts and it works on them as well. This means that an Iridium quality dinosaur egg sells for 2,100 gold each. Sounds incredible, right? Wrong. The truth is that one dinosaur will make 1 egg per week. That's 4 per season. That's only 8,400 gold per dinosaur per season. All I want to say is, do not waste your animal crackers on dinosaurs. The Feast of the Winter Star Festival is quite a fun one. You'll get a letter informing you who you should get a gift for. This is important as this gift can increase your friendship with that person by up to 2 entire hearts. However, if you forgot who you need to get a gift for, just open up the skills menu and you will see a little icon of who you need to give a gift to at the bottom right corner. Do you have tons of bee houses set up for pure profit like this, but need to carefully harvest fairy rose honey out of fear from accidentally collecting a flower and ruining the whole setup? Yeah, you could set up your bee houses in a way that it is impossible to harvest the flower, but that's just not possible with a chaos setup like this on Ginger Island. There is a solution for this that is so simple, I think I've been an idiot this entire time. Just fill up your entire inventory with something random, like chairs, except for 1 slot. Now you can harvest the honey, and it'll literally be impossible for you to harvest the flowers. Gosh, I wish I knew this 2 years ago. Chests used to be at risk. Villagers would ram right through them, destroying them, and yes, everything inside would be lost forever. Naturally, we could protect these chests with chairs, but that's kind of ridiculous. Now your chests are safe. Villagers will instead push them out of the way. They will be safe. Nice. This latest update has given us something that makes fishing viable for not just the early game. You know what I am talking about, the legendary fish smoker. You know that an Iridium quality legend will sell for 42,000 gold. Okay, well, who the heck actually drops legendary fish into the smoker and sells them? Fortunately, you do not need to, since Iridium quality smoked lava eels will seriously make you rich. This is not a game. This is indeed a get rich quick scheme, and it works. All thanks to the fish smoker that will allow allow you to stack the artisan profession with the angler profession, increasing the sell price twice. I need not say anything more. Being a ranged warrior in Stardew Valley has become ever so slightly easier. Use a slingshot loaded with Iridium ore to do massive damage with every hit. Then use the ice rod to freeze enemies in place. This makes ranged weapons much more reliable. Keep rerolling until you get a perfect ice rod. The return scepter is the single best quality of life item in the game. 2 million gold hurts once, then it saves you minutes every single day forever by teleporting you home from literally anywhere. Late fishing? Instant. Deep skull cavern and you're about to pass out at 2 AM? Instant. Forgot to pet the dog? Teleport, pet the dog and continue on with your day. It is a productivity monster that squashes all the tiny time taxes that usually slow you down. Combine this with teleportation obelisks and you're literally unstoppable. There are many items in this game that can only be obtained once and never again, like Leah's statue, Mayor Lewis's golden statue, the Krobus statue, and a whole variety of decorative pieces. If you happen to destroy some of these now unobtainable items with a bomb, they too will be gone forever. Well, they were gone. Now you can get them back by visiting this new crow in the secret woods. This crow will sell lost items to you for 10,000 gold apiece. That's a really good price for items that were literally one of a kind. Here is a spicy one. Rain totems. They don't get the love they deserve because everyone assumes weather is random. But rain totems let you take control of Mother Nature and force it to rain tomorrow, which is clutch for fish that only appear in storms, or skipping watering on a massive farm. You can also use a rain totem to guarantee the marina that sells the mermaid pendant, where the control is schedule control, and every time you skip a watering day, that's energy and time you can convert into money. Geodes are like loot boxes, except you don't have to pay for them and you actually get something useful. But a lot of new players either hoard them forever or, and I've seen this happen, sell them for a couple gold each. Don't be a miserable fool. Those minerals and artifacts that you can find inside of geodes might just be exactly what you need to craft that farm computer. Or you might get some iridium ore to upgrade your tools. Or gosh darn it, you might even get a prismatic shot if you're really lucky. So yeah, take them to Clint early and often. The entire game will be paused while you crack them open, and with the help of minecarts, this will barely be an inconvenience. Barely an inconvenience at all. Fire quartz has a secret. They are more than just a requirement for the community center and for the museum. Fire quartz have a similar ability to regular quartz. They can be turned into refined quartz by dropping them into a furnace. However, fire quartz will create 3 servings of refined quartz, which is much better than regular garbage quartz. However, it gets better if you drop 5 fire quartz into a heavy furnace. There is a chance that you will get 20 refined quartz instead of 3. Now that is highly efficient. Heavy furnaces really are that good. This new pan is kinda wicked. No, not this pan. This is Pam's pan. It's garbage. I'm referring to the fully enchanted Iridium pan. Do me a favor, get the Iridium pan and enchant it, and then head to the dig site. Report back about how much insane loot you got. At the Desert Festival, there's one shop that's insanely underrated. You can pick up mega bombs for just 15 Calico coins each. Wait, it gets better. There is unlimited stock. I managed to get over 1,000 Calico coins in a skull cavern run and spent every single one of them on mega bombs. I might have enough bombs to last the rest of the year. But wait, it doesn't stop there. It always gets better. The same vendor also lets you buy 5 spicy eels and 5 lucky lunches every single day of the festival. That's a game changer. Combine these buffs with a ton of mega bombs and this investment will pay for itself in no time. You know that feeling when you fill up a ton of kegs and now you have to wait an entire week to get that sweet wine? Not today. Fairy dust instantly finishes any processing machine you sprinkle it on. Kegs, jars, crystallariums, looms, and even solar panels. Done in an instant. This is absurdly powerful when you're cash timing a massive purchase like the luxurious golden clock. Drop a batch of starfruit into kegs, dust it, ship it, and watch your gold graph look like a rocket. The trick is planning. Do not craft fairy dust. That is a horrendous waste. Instead, trade mystic syrup for fairy dust at the raccoon that you saved. Then save it for days when the timing matters. Like the last day of a season to sell everything all at once, or right before a big wizard project. Instant gratification, maximum profit. It's like pressing the right now button on your entire production line. Mushroom logs are incredible, especially if you surround them with trees so that they can produce the most amount of valuable mushrooms. This is my setup. My setup is horrible. Your setup might look like mine. I found this absolutely perfect setup on Reddit that will maximize your mushroom yield with the smallest amount of space possible. It looks kind of chaotic, and it actually uses trees that are not fully grown, which is wild to me, but it's insane. I exclusively use mystic trees to ensure we mostly get purple mushrooms. The best mushrooms a man can get. You are fishing wrong. Let's fix that. Get to level 10 fishing. Enchant your fishing rod with the master enchantment. Get some deluxe bait. Eat some buffed up seafoam pudding. Now get the ever so impressive deluxe iridium fishing rod and use the cork tackle and the barbed hook. Now just cast your line, hook a fish and do nothing. Your bar is huge and the barbed hook will literally catch the fish for you. Thank you 1.6 update. This is an interesting change that you may have seen if you are lucky and always ready. Every day there is a chance for a wild fish frenzy to occur. A fish frenzy is when a specific fish frantically jumps out of the water and drastically increases the likelihood of catching that fish. You need to be lucky and fast as they can only last for about 1 hour. Best of luck out there hunting fish frenzies. The Thorn ring is often overlooked, but it can actually become a deadly tool with the right setup. Normally when you wear one of these, it reflects a portion of the damage enemies deal back at them. However, if you wear 2 thorn rings at the same time, you will double that damage, allowing you to actually defeat enemies without lifting a finger. Okay, fine, you're most likely going to still want to hit them back, but yeah, this is still pretty cool regardless. This is also a semi-late game feature, however it's ridiculous I just had to include it in this video. The agriculturist profession will make crops grow 10% faster. That alone is already really good on those annoying crops that take forever to grow. Now combine that with the glorious hyperspeed grow that makes all crops grow 33% faster. Combined, that is 43% faster. Use this on ancient fruit, starfruit or sweet gem berries to just increase your profits by a ridiculous amount. This combination will almost double your yield of crops. Just do not forget to head to the sewer and change your farming profession back to the artisan profession to maximize on profits. A crazy combo that you absolutely need to abuse in your playthrough. I'm sure you know that you can fit 18 fruit trees in your greenhouse. This is the second most effective place to put fruit trees in the game, except for Ginger Island, of course. However, why can we not drop regular oak trees in the greenhouse? Look, it will not allow me. For some strange reason, you can only grow regular trees on the dirt over here, where we would rather grow crops. So yeah, I guess we should avoid planting regular trees in the greenhouse. Did you get a fairy trinket and it just isn't healing you much at all? Well, these trinkets have levels. Get that anvil and 4 iridium bars and re-roll it. This will be expensive, but keep doing this until you get a level 5 fairy. You will not regret it. You won't ever need to bring food into the mines again. If you pick the Hilltop farm, you might think you screwed yourself. This farm layout is just really strange. However, it has an incredible redeeming quality that I think makes it insane. Just drop a mini obelisk right over here at the entrance to your farm. Then drop another one at your very own personal quarry. This is where the fun begins. Now move your farmhouse to your quarry. Your house is now on top of a hill overlooking everything else. Comment your opinion on this. I think it's pretty cool. Fences break, tea saplings don't. If you're sick of repairing wood every season, start thinking in hedges instead of rails. A line of tea tree saplings will block movement like a fence and keep your animals trapped. They behave like fences, but they never decay. And they have the added benefit of giving you some stuff in the last week of any season except for winter. These tea tree saplings will produce tea leaves, so they're fences and they make you money. Drop these into kegs to get green tea, or drop them into preserve jars to get pickled tea. Either way, it's a net positive. This is gonna sound crazy, but you should maybe never use your golden animal crackers on actual animals. These things are just really hard to get, as the best way to get these is through golden fishing treasure chests. Anyway, use these on fish ponds with the legend in them. I have seen the legend produce like 15 fish roe at a single time. That is 100,000 gold in a single day. It is truly unmatched. Every other animal is trash when compared to legendary fish in fish ponds. There is always this argument that puts the mushroom cave up against the fruit bat cave. Well, that argument ends today. The mushroom cave comes with one free dehydrator. This will be the easiest and cheapest processing machine you will ever get in your playthrough and will allow you to snowball and get that early game gold.
The Trout Derby is an interesting new festival during summer. You catch some trout and have a chance to get a ticket that you can exchange for a random surprise. The best surprise being a mounted trout. Yeah, but wait, there's something extremely interesting about this festival. If you eat mayonnaise at this festival, this guy will judge the heck out of you, and rightfully so.
There are 5 masteries, and yeah, of course you need to get all of them. However, I always get the farming mastery first. That's because you will be given an Iridium scythe. This thing is broken. First, it will save you tons of time by harvesting crops on your Ginger Island farm. And yeah, it's much quicker. However, there's also an Iridium scythe secret. It increases the range that you can harvest by. This is what I mean. I have a greenhouse filled with garden pots in a way that my character cannot harvest everything. Only with a scythe can I fully utilize the space and get tons and tons of crops inside a tiny little shed. In the last video I said the auto petter is hot garbage. However, this is only true if you have tons of them like I do. Otherwise, the auto petter is easily one of the greatest inventions that Mr. Concerned Ape has ever created. This thing will literally pet your animals for you. And the best part, you can still pet your animals on your own for bonus friendship. Yeah, finding these is really tough. However, if you eat some magic rock candy, drink some ginger ale, and get that extra luck buff from the chef during the desert festival, just wow. Combining that with staircases and you can easily find 10 autopetters in a single day. It is a huge investment of resources. However, if you do not have any autopetters, then this is beyond worth it. Go get your autopetter, my little kitten. I will admit it, pro players do not use slime hutches. However, I do. Get a slime hutch, fill it up with slimes exactly like this. You can have a maximum of 20 slimes and you can squeeze them all into this tiny space. Ensure you have an Iridium sprinkler, ensuring that they always have water, and make absolutely sure that there is flooring on the side where they live. Then just come back after a week for a full slime hutch of egg sacs. Look, collect them all, drop them all into slime egg presses and then sell the eggs for profit. Innate enchantments are way better than you may know. There are 3 really cool combinations. First, take any acceptable weapon and keep trying until you get both the Slime Gatherer and the Slime Slayer enchantment. Combine this with the Slime Charmer ring and you are now the literal Slime King. Grab an Iridium needle and keep enchanting it until you get plus 75 crit power. This will cause your Iridium needle to just do ungodly amounts of damage when you crit. Just look at these crazy numbers. Get a really slow weapon, the slower the better, then enchant it until you get like plus 11 speed. This has now just became the fastest weapon in the game. It is kinda goofy and that's why I love it. Goat milk is A tier, almost S tier. You'd never think it, but large goat milk can be turned into gold quality goat cheese. When you age the stuff you get Iridium goat cheese. The stuff sells for 1,100 gold each. The true benefit here is how quickly you can go from nothing to goat milk to goat cheese to Iridium goat cheese. Goat cheese is fast, meaning it can drastically increase your bank account before you even realize what's going on. Look at this mushroom tree setup. I am absolutely swimming in valuable mushroom trees. What's the next move? Drop these into dehydrators and get dried mushrooms that sell for loads of gold? No, wrong. Stop it. Use preserve jars instead. They sell for slightly less. However, you will have 5 times as much mushroom jelly as dried mushrooms, giving you considerably more money. This alone will make you rich.
The new annual desert festival just has so much new content. Like this weird looking guy. Click on him during the festival to get a free cactus decoration. They do nothing but look at those faces. Might be worth it, huh? There are 16 of these to find and collect, and you can only get 1 of these per year. No, you cannot get 1 per day that you visit the festival, only 1 per year. So yeah, it'll take you a long time to get all of them. Best of luck.
This is super random but extremely important. Go to the Adventurers Guild and buy the decorative sword for 10,000 gold. It is expensive, but this might just be one of the coolest decorations you can have in your home.
Magic rock candy. The elusive most expensive cooked meal in the entire game that you cannot even cook. This stuff is rare. However, there are quite a few ways to get the stuff now with this latest update. Why is it so elusive? It gives you speed, luck, defense, and attack. Gosh darn it, how many more buffs do you need? And of course, we can combine those insane buffs with more buffs from beverages and the chef at the desert festival. Magic rock candy is just a dream worth making real.
Stardrop tea is by far the best gift in the entire game. It's a loved gift for everyone, and you can give someone 50 of these on a single day if you wanted to. They do not count towards the 2 per week limit, so you need to be getting prize tickets as often as possible. Do the help wanted quests and do the special order quests. Do them as soon as they become available every single week. You need Stardrop tea, trust me.
Ancient fruit is most definitely one of the best crops in the entire game. We are talking about a crop that grows for 3 entire seasons, regrows every 7 days, and then turns into wine which will sell for a ridiculous 2,300 gold per serving. So how do we get our first seed? There are 2 guaranteed methods. First, dive into the regular mines, head to floor 15 and defeat bugs. Each bug has a tiny chance to give you an ancient fruit seed. Defeating many bugs will almost guarantee you an ancient fruit seed. The other method is slightly easier. Grow tons of crops like blueberries or cranberries. Drop all of these crops into seed makers. Eventually you will get an ancient fruit seed. This method has never failed me.
The annual Stardew Valley Lure is one of the few festivals that you need to visit every single year. Bring some gold quality cheese for the best possible result. It really is that easy. This will increase the hearts of every single person in the town by half a heart. This is not insignificant. Attend the Lure and win it every single year. If you dated someone, let's say Abigail, and then instead decided to marry somebody else like Haley, well, your current spouse will remember this. If you then give a gift to Abigail, your spouse has a chance to have a jealousy dialogue like this. That's quite odd, Haley.
Your pet in Stardew Valley was kinda just in the way. It would bark and just block your path. Well, no more. If your pet loves you now, you can get some random items. That's cool and all, but now we can have up to 4 pets. Now, unfortunately, you will not be able to collect them all as there are more than 4 pets, but look, it's a turtle. Not just a turtle, a purple turtle. What more could you ask for?
There is a new hidden achievement in this game. All you need to do is pick up 1 million items. Sounds impossible? Just keep dropping items until this little counter hits 1 million. This is an absurd achievement and congrats to whoever found this. But anyway, once it reaches 1 million, you will then get the hidden new achievement called the Iridium Stackmaster. As you might know, ducks can swim in water. It's most likely the only reason you would ever get ducks in this game, and gosh darn it, is that a good enough reason. However, I bet you didn't know that ducklings can also swim in water, and they actually tend to directly follow their parents into the water. Now, if only we could keep them as ducklings forever, just for aesthetic purposes. You know this is true. Mayor Lewis's shorts is the single best thing in this entire game. It really keeps the community together. There are just so many things you can do with the mayor's underwear, it's wild. My favorite use is either dropping them into a fish tank or using them as a fishing bobber. Those kind of have this permanent feel that I like. I will be honest, the hopper has 2 cool uses. First, you can fill hoppers up with omni geodes and easily run past geode crushers to get some artifacts for free and with some minor convenience. Or you can just fill them up with fishing tackle as they do not stack, and it's quite convenient for that. But yeah, the simple fact that hoppers cannot take items out of machines makes them just utterly useless in my opinion. Save your key gems for something else, and rather just sell radioactive bars instead of crafting hoppers. They're just wasteful. This is obviously impossible in normal circumstances. However, did you know that the Skull Cavern has 2 billion floors? This is absolutely unnecessary, as by the time you hit floor 5000, the entire floor is filled to the brim with iridium ore. However, the game really doesn't like being on floor 2 billion. Everything kinda just glitches out and freezes, so it's probably good that we can't get there through normal play. This is kind of crazy, but if you have some kind of desire, some kind of fetish, well, you could sleep with your slimes. I mean, drop a bed in the slime hutch and sleep in there. You can sleep in any building now as long as there is a bed. Imagine sleeping next to these milkers. When you hit 10 hearts with Penny, she will ask you if you love children. If you say no, you will literally lose 1,500 friendship points with her, basically resetting all progress. That is a good thing. Imagine marrying Penny.
Bonus, okay, check this out. Get these 2 Way of the Wind books, drink some triple shot espresso, and eat some spicy eel. Click on the Statue of Blessing and hope you get the speed buff. Then get a dagger and Enchanted with all the various critical chance buffs that you can, rings too, and lastly use the new golden spirit Trinket. Now everything together combined with a critical strike will cause you to absolutely basically fly. Look at this, isn't this breaking the game? Nope, this is what Mr. Concern Ape wanted.
That was 50 of the most important tips and tricks in the entire universe of Stardew Valley. Now go and watch this video with another 50 incredible tips that you absolutely need. Thanks for watching, but for now, I will see you in the next video.